I'll work with the insurance company on my own, and after they come out, you can give us an estimate. Have you heard this one before? I used to hear this a lot when I was new in roofing sales, and until I started to use what I'm teaching you today, I've learned to squash this one very quickly. In today's video, I'm going to be covering what this objection truly means, which, by the way, it doesn't mean that they're going to work with their insurance company on their own. Yeah, I know it is what it means, but there's a deeper meaning behind that, and if you don't understand that meaning, no matter what you say, you will not win the business. So we're going to learn what this objection means, how to overcome it, so you can tackle this and squash this one very easily on the very next time you see it. Hey, welcome back. My name is Adam Bensman, the Roof Strategist, and everything I do here on this YouTube channel and this podcast is designed to help you smash your income goal in roofing sales. In order to do that, we're going to be dealing with homeowners that have their own agenda and frankly, maybe not trust you yet, and we need to develop that trust and earn the business before we can serve them and create that amazing experience. So if you've liked any of my videos, by the way, I have something that if you haven't done yet, you're going to want to get your hands on. And that's my Pitch Like a Pro Roofing Sales Training Video Library, because chances are you haven't seen all like 270 videos. This free library organizes them by category for easy reference, and you'll probably discover some new stuff you haven't seen. So get yours for free right now at theroofstrategist.com. There's a link in the video and podcast description as well. Now, let's get to it. Objection: I'll work with my insurance company on my own. What does this really mean? What this means, and I want you to pay very, very close attention to the words that are about to come in my mouth. See if you can pick it out. Here's what it is. I want to work with my insurance company on my own. I don't need your services yet. We'll handle it. Did you pick out the word there? Quiz. What word did I say? Need. The homeowner basically says, I don't need you. They don't see any value in the service you provide. But this is the problem. People say, well, you don't see my value. So now they go spouting the value and the benefits and how smart you are and all the great things that come up in the service you deliver. And the homeowner says, great, I'll experience that once the insurance comes out because I don't trust you that much and I just want to see what they're going to say. And I'm going to go farm out some bids and maybe you can win my business. This is what's going on with the homeowner in their mind. Now, chances are, if they've had this conversation so far with you, they've developed some element of trust. And trust is often gained through communication, through delivering value and information. I'll give you an example. If you were lost, let's say, and you pulled up to a stranger and said, hey, I'm really sorry to bother you. Do you know how to get to whatever it is? Maybe your GPS died on your phone. Remember back in the day when you used to have to get directions and use a map, print out MapQuest directions? So imagine it's back in that time. And you pull up and you ask this person, can you give me directions? If someone did something kind for you and gave you directions to get somewhere, you would naturally like them, especially if they delivered that information kindly. Or those people that used to get out a pen and write something down or jot some notes or recap the information for you. You don't know anything at all about this stranger. They could be evil. They could be a serial killer, but because they helped you and they gave you directions, you like them. Oh, that guy. And then you roll up the window, you turn to your husband or your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kiddo. You say, oh, that person was so nice. So, do you know that feeling I'm talking about? Meanwhile, that person could go home and beat their kids for all you know. But your experience said that they were likable. So, when we face this objection and ultimately that homeowner doesn't need our service, it is up to us to communicate clearly with that homeowner, establishing or what I'll call creating the need. We do this by acting as in creating need, by acting as an advisor. And you've heard me say this in other videos, we want to sell like a doctor. The doctor is not there to say, choose me as your surgeon. Your doctor is there to say, your knee is totally blown out, your ACL is in pieces, your MCL is disconnected, we have to do this. Here's your options, A, B, or C. My recommendation is this. If you don't do this surgery, you will not be able to walk and you are screwed. So they're going to diagnose, lay out your options, and remind you of the consequences should you decide to not do anything about your knee. The same concept applies when we are an advisor or when I'm going to write it down, sell like a doctor. By the way, that quote is from a gentleman named Sabri Subi. Okay. He wrote a book, I believe it's called Sell Like Crazy. It's more of a digital marketing book. The concepts apply. Really great when you start understanding sales communication. So at any rate, Sabri Subi is the one that said, sell like a doctor. And when we take this concept of communicating clearly as an advisor to our homeowner, I want to show you what happens. So I'm going to shift into role play mode. When the homeowner tells me, hey, I don't need you yet, we're going to deal with the insurance on our own, we'll call you for a bid later. Okay, you're going to notice me using the ARO objection handling formula, which I teach, by the way, in the roofing sales success formula, which is my package. There's a link in the description should you be interested. So first things, Mr. Homeowner, totally understand that you want to work with your insurance company on your own. Acknowledge, reassure. I've worked with a lot of folks, and obviously as an insurance restoration expert or storm damage expert, I've seen this more than one time. And then I want to overcome by giving them a fresh perspective on their scenario. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, can I ask you, how many times have you gone through this process with your insurance company? Okay, you'll notice I asked an open-ended question, and he or she is going to speak. And chances are he's going to say 0 times, 1 time, or 2 times. Whatever he or she says doesn't matter because I'm going to respond like this. Listen, Mr. Homeowner, I know a lot of folks, whether they've gone through this never, so it sounds like your first time or you've done this once before. Unfortunately, each time isn't the same. And as things get tighter with insurance companies, we've had record catastrophic losses from forest fires to hurricanes to hail events and to wind events. Insurance companies are becoming stricter than ever before, which is true. And the risk that I just want to share with you about, Mr. Homeowner, whether you work with me or someone else, I just want to give you the facts to help you make the right decision. The facts are this, and I'm only going to give you the facts. When your insurance company comes out, if you don't have someone there on your behalf who's identified or pre-investigated or pre-assessed your property, there are things that may either go overlooked or unidentified. And if that happens, one of two outcomes can come. One, your claim could be what we'll call underpaid, meaning things were not assessed properly. You run the risk then of saying, hey, my insurance company gave me X dollars. Now you're going to shop to me, right? Because you told me you're going to work with them on your own. And you're going to say, hey, give me a bid for this. And then again, one of two things will happen. Either I'm going to say, oh, I can do your roof for that. And I'm going to do an absolute shot job because I'm desperate for cash in today's horrible economy. I'm going to say yes. I'm barely going to be able to afford it. And I'm going to cut some corners. Or option two is I come back and say, hey, Mr. Homeowner, unfortunately, this bid that you got from the insurance is not enough to get your roof done. And then you, Mr. Homeowner, are stuck because you've chosen to do this on your own without professional guidance and expertise from someone who's done it before you, and you are at a loss. So it's up to you. Do you want to write the extra check? Are you going to go back to your insurance company and say, hey, listen, I haven't really done this. I'm not an expert on roofing. I don't know what software you do, but I think that you owe me more money. Good luck. What we do and what I recommend you do, again, the facts. So I've diagnosed the situation by telling him what's going to happen. Then I explain the options. So, Mr. Homeowner, you have a few options. What I recommend for you is that you work with an insurance restoration specialist or a claims expert or a storm damage expert, whatever language you choose. So someone can work on your behalf. So you know you've got someone fighting the good fight for you who's here now investigating your roof and assessing it beforehand, meeting with the adjuster and by your side throughout the process should any surprises come up along the way, which they can and often do. Or you go about this on your own, you play middle person and surprises fall upon you and you risk this lack of transparency for having your roof removed and replaced and an inferior product put on by a desperate contractor who's going to say yes to anything because he needs to make a living here and there. That's your options. Then we remind them of what could happen should they choose this. By the way, Mr. Homeowner, I've been involved in numerous situations. Tell a story of a real time you've done this where someone does this negotiating with the insurance on their own. They contact me and things come up down the road. Example, when I ended up getting into a roof that turned out to be 3 layers and a redeck and the cost of the roof doubled, but the homeowner wanted to play it like a bid. And he was about to pay another $8,000 out of pocket until he said, hey, this is an insurance claim. Does that change anything? I said, it changes everything. And I was able to go to bat for him and save him $8,000. So working with me or any insurance restoration contractor you choose allows you, Mr. Homeowner, to do one thing and one thing only. Pick colors. So you can do it all or you can pick some colors. Would you like to hear how I can help? Boom. All right. So you see how what we do is we create the need by building a lot of trust by acting as an advisor, selling like a doctor, sharing the facts, laying out their options, and highlighting the consequences. When we do it that way, and I know I'm waiting for the comments, Adam, you talk too fast. Some people say I talk too fast. Those of you who voted on my Instagram and Facebook story said, don't, keep it up. I love your energy. And I can always, apparently there's a button, by the way. If you think I talk too fast, there's a little cog in the lower right. Click it. You can bring my speed down and go into slow motion if you wish, or you can rewind and listen to that again. And last disclaimer, yes, man, my snazzy pen flip failed. If my pitch is too long, that's okay. I give you the long version in these videos so you can grab the pieces that work for you and package them up in a way that you're comfortable with. But I give you the whole juice, let you choose the parts that work for you, because every customer is different. Some folks need a lot of hand holding and a longer explanation, and others are like, hey, you said 2 words, I like you, let's hug, come over for dinner, sign here, done. Those are my favorite folks, but they're not all that easy. So I hope this video helped you the very next time you face the inevitable. I'll work with the insurance company on my own. Remember, sell like a doctor. Acknowledge, reassure, overcome. State the facts, highlight their options, and remind them of what happens if they make a bad choice, and then offer your assistance. You'll be amazed at what happens. Thanks for joining me in today's video. Just because our time's about to wrap up doesn't mean your and my time should. So, click here to get a free copy of my Pitch Like a Pro Roofing Sales Training video library. Browse through that. You'll probably discover a video you haven't seen yet, or click here for a video that I think you're really going to like. We'll see you soon.